Welcome to Adeliz, the Cinder Wind. Hope you're excited for some blue-red wizard prowess. As far as opening hand goes, yes, I like this. We're going to keep on this one in a heartbeat. We've got at least two of our colors. We have bloods. I've been trying to record this morning, and I just keep running into just, unfortunately, some mana issues. But you see two colors in the hand. You see some wizards and a counter spell, and hey, there we go. I'm going to keep on it. And we also have a turn one wizard play, too, with the Siren Stormtamer, so I'm excited about that. Let's go and lead off with Scalding Tarn. Let's go ahead and crack that and grab ourselves a Volcanic Island, and then we'll be able to get down Siren Stormtamer. There we go. Be one blue mana, then anything else. We're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Adeliz, the Cinder Wind, blue-red prowess, flying in haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. We're playing against Rashmi. Sound the Simic Alarms, Eternities Crafter. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it is a non-land card with converting mana cost less than that spells, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast the revealed card, put it into your hand. So, opponent goes for a quick Farseek. And also on Farseek, does not grab a forest. As much as it looks like it would grab a forest, it doesn't. I put it in my mono green Kamal deck, not thinking one day, and I cast it, and I was not happy with the result. So I always like to point that out, that Farseek does not grab a forest. So please keep that in mind in your deck building activities. That's something to keep in mind. All right, so what we can do is if we want to stop Rashmi, and I think we kind of want to do, this is really just kind of a tempo style deck. So let's get down Bloodstained Mire. I would love to get down Young Pyromancer, but we have no answer for Rashmi once she's on the battlefield. So let's see if we can't cash this Arcane Denial in. Let's go and push in for one, knock our opponent down to 29, and then we're going to go and pass the turn back over there to them. Yeah, this is one of those decks that this is... you're not really want. I mean, obviously you want to swarm the board. You're getting a ton of creatures on the battlefield, but this is a very. You need to be really tight with your play with this particular deck because you're just not gonna kind of, if you're playing Muldrotha, you're gonna walk into some free wins because you just have so much value sometimes. But with this deck, you need to make sure you really kind of get some good sequencing going, and that's what makes this deck so much fun. All right, so we're gonna shock Steam Vince in. We're gonna pay 2 life. Let's go for this Arcane Denial on Rashmi. As much as we want her on the battlefield, we want to kind of just delay her a little bit. Just, hey, the stage is not ready yet. And I love the old school art on this Arcane Denial. It's just so wild looking. All right, so we're going to be able to cash that in for a card draw. Next turn, probably going to get down Young Pyromancer. I think that's going to be the better opportunity for us because that's really going to turn our spells on next turn. And you can see how nice of a tempo play that was. We got rid of our opponent's commander. They can't get it down next turn. We're going to be able to get down Young Pyromancer and then hopefully be able to cash in some really nice spells going forward. So let's get down Island, and we'll go for Young Pyromancer. Yeah, because we need Young Pyromancer on the battlefield. Let's go and get down Young Pyromancer. Let's go and push in with Siren Stormtamer. And I'll talk about Champion of Wits in this deck because this is a really cool card. Let's go and push in for one more. And it feels like I'm playing Mono Blue Flyers in Arena with Siren Stormtamer on the battlefield. Knock them down to 28, and then I will pass the turn. I don't think I did sponsors for the video, so if I already did, I do apologize. But when you record a bunch, they kind of all the games run together. But yes, give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. They got you cover any sort of online commander need that you may have. And also shout out to inkgaming.com. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order and help the channel out at the same time. All right, so our opponent's going to go for an unsummon. Just bouncing that back to the hand. That kind of keeps us off the activated ability. I mean, we can't go for Siren Stormtamer. That'll stop unsummon, but we end up losing our pirate. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. I mean, because we're going to pretty much lose this creature to Pelucranos anyway. So, let's go and sacrifice Siren Stormtamer. We want to make sure that Young Pyromancer sticks around on the battlefield. And that 1/1, either way, we're going to be getting some monstrosity done to us. So we'll just simply leave Young Pyromancer. Maybe we rip into something like Electrolyze or Void. I mean, that's one way we can get some action going. Let's get down. Let's get the Scry going. The Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity Sage. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. That would be another wizard. And we are working towards Brawl's Expertise, too. Yeah, let's go and put that on top. One of the fun things about this deck is that you kind of put yourself in this position to where you just get a lot of these kind of like weird wizard, one-drop wizards on the battlefield. It ends up making for a pretty nice board state. Pelucranos does not have reach. Yes, that is correct. All right, so we're going to swing in for a 2/2 with Adeliz since she does have haste. And there we go. Let's go and push in for 2. And I'll talk about Champion of Wits here in just a second. So we're going to swing in for 2, knock them down to 26, and we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, the cool thing with Champion of Wits, it says whenever it enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards. So basically, it's kind of like a filtering for 2. But here's the fun thing. Since we have Adeliz, we can get down wizards you control, get +1/+1. With Champion of the Wits, it is a wizard. So let's say that we cast Wizard in response to its enter the battlefield trigger. Unfortunately, we don't really have any instant speed action right now. But if we did have something like Lightning Bolt, if we had some sort of, opt or something like that, we can get down Champion of the Wits, get that power and toughness bonus going. And that really allows us to kind of end up with some really nice card advantage off of Champion of Wits. So that's a pretty cool way to kind of have fun in this particular deck. I don't know. I always, whenever I see, it's kind of like... if you have a bunch of commander decks, there's always a few cards that you're really excited to play. In Champion of the Wits, it's always, when I play this deck, I'm always really excited to see if we can't kind of power and toughness get a nice little bonus going to where we can cash in some extra card draw. It's kind of a nice little bingo sheet thing to check off. All right, so we draw into Sage. We can get that down. And I think what we might end up doing is if we're just going to get, as much as I'd love to go for that line of play, well, actually... So we go Baral's Expertise. So we're getting close to the monstrosity. Yeah, I think we need to go for Baral's Expertise. I mean, because we can get down Champion of Wits, but that's going to allow us to go for a little bit of extra card draw. Because I'm afraid if we untap with monstrosity, they're going to be able to deal it as... deals X damage any number of target creatures. So it's almost kind of like we could try to set up Sage and Champion of Wits, but that's just going to be sitting for a huge open monstrosity. So let's go Baral's Expertise. We're going to bounce both of those back to the hand, and then we can still cast Champion on the back end. Yeah, if we could set this up, I would do that in a heartbeat, but we really need to make sure that if they're going to go for Pelucranos, they're going to have to cast it and go for Monstrosity the following turn. And that's going to be a good tempo play. Let's go for Champion of Wits. Yeah, I think I like it. Let's go, well, we go Sage. And yeah, we might be able to set up a little bit of a better Sage. So we go for Sage, have that enter the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards, put them back in any order. Ooh, Telling Time. That's exactly what we want to see. Adeliz Click, and then Warlord's Fury. So the way we can set this up is we go for... We need to draw into Telling Time. We can do that in response to Champion of Wits. So let's go Talrand on top, Midlothian Click on top. We go Warlord's Fury. That's going to buff the board. We draw a card, draw into Telling Time. We can cast Champion of Wits to draw into those other cards. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So we go Telling Time and then Warlord's Fury on top. And then anything else. Yeah, let's go and swing in for some combat damage. That's going to be 5. Put them down to 21. And then we'll go and pass turn over our opponent. But yeah, this is pretty much what the deck wants to do, you know? Just kind of use a Baral's Expertise to bounce some stuff back to the hand, rebound with a bunch of little creatures, and then just really kind of buff your entire board. End up with some really nice wizards. But as far as Arena goes, it reminds me, I was talking about Siren Stormtamer. So I built a Grixis mono blue, well, not it's the Mono Blue Flyers deck, the core concept of the Terramander and Siren Stormtamer, but I made a Grixis shell out of it using the Spectacle cost, using the Drill Bit card that's basically Thoughtseize at the life loss, and then also using the 3 damage, no, not the 3 damage spell. I think Light Up the Stage is a little bit of a card advantage. So either way, it's a lot of fun. You'll be seeing that in the near future if you haven't seen it by the time this video comes out. All right, so we draw into Warlord's Fury. Let's go for Mountain. And let's go Warlord's Fury. That's going to give us a Young Pyromancer token. And the creatures you control gain first strike until end of turn. Give them +1, buff the entire board. We're going to draw into the Telling Time. Let's go for Champion of Wits. We're going to be able to cash in some of that card draw. In response to that, we're going to go for Telling Time. So that way we can go Young Pyromancer. And this will basically, it's just really going to complicate the board for this Monstrosity token. Not token, but the activation. So look at the top 3 cards. Let's put Vendilion Click into our hand because I really like that. We'll put Talrand on top and then Island on the bottom, because with Talrand, at least we can kind of rebound from a Young Pyromancer if they end up using that monstrosity. So yes, we're going to use that ability, draw 3 cards. Oh, that is beautiful. And I think at this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, And I kind of want to hold on to, yeah, we'll get rid of Riptide Laboratory. Oh, excuse me, we have to discard 2 cards. Yeah, I think we get rid of Vendilion Click. Yeah, I mean, as much as I like to have it, we want Opt, you want Faithless Looting. This is pretty much what you want to see in this deck. All right, so let's go ahead and push in. You can see where, Sage, that helps us kind of filter the top part of our library. But at the same time, once you kind of have these turns where you can see next turn, we're going to have Opt, Faithless Looting, Talrand, we can get that down. We can actually Talrand, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can Talrand and Opt next turn, and that'll buff our entire board. Now, that does leave us open for Monstrosity. They can do that in response to something, but at least we're getting some sort of board state developed, and this is exactly what you want to see. Now, as far as this particular deck, in a multiplayer setting, I don't know if Adeliz would actually work out super well in a multiplayer setting. Simply because this deck is really fragile. It is basically, this particular build is definitely more geared towards a 1 versus 1 commander, where you're just trying to get a bunch of 2-for-1s with Young Pyromancer and Talrand. So if you're looking to build Adeliz in a multiplayer setting, you would probably want to go more with like an Azami build, where you're really getting a lot of card draw, something like that, to really take advantage of it. Because this particular build is just kind of, geared towards 1 versus 1. All right, so we're going to throw one of these elemental tokens in front of this Pelucranos. We've seen too much damage from him, and once we get down Talrand, that'll be a way that we can kind of bounce back from Pelucranos swinging across. All right, Mizium Skin. Let's get Adeliz pop back up. Yeah, I think we need to rebuild this token board state. Let's go Talrand. We're going to get down, get some good Drakes going. I think we go Faithless Looting. Or do we want to go Opt right now? We do have Mizium Skin too. That's another thing that we can work towards. Let's go for Opt at this point right now. Let's go Scry. Get the Scurry going, the Fever. It also allows us to go for get a Drake going, and we'll cash in a card draw. Preordain. Yes, we want that on top. That'll be good for next turn. Let's go. Actually, let's wait until what we rip into next turn before we rip into this Faithless Looting. And we'll go and push in with both of these elementals. So, all right, we've got 4 swinging across. It's going to put our opponent down to 7. And so now we're kind of in this point now to where actually, I think, yeah, let's go Faithless Looting. Because if we get a Drake down, that might be the difference in this match, getting an extra Drake down on the battlefield. And now I think about it. All right, Frantic Search, Wooded Foothills. Let's get rid of Wooded Foothills. And then we'll get rid of... I kind of like Mizium Skin and Preordain next turn, because that's a lot more Drakes. Frantic Search is nice. Draw 2 cards, and discard 2 cards, and tap. Yeah, let's hold on to Preordain and Mizium Skin. That'll be pretty good. Okay, pass the turn over to our opponent. Next turn, we are looking at least 4 in the air. We do have 2 on the ground. That's going to be 6. 8 with Talrand, and then 10 with Champion of Wit. So I think we'll be able to close it out, because all they can do is stop 2 of this damage. We've got, should have enough. Yeah, 2, 4, 6. So we'll see what they can get down. They do need to get down some sort of ground threat to kind of stop this, these Drakes and these Elementals. Flying creature, yep, that is definitely one way to. Creatures you control have flying, and creatures your opponent control lose flying. Ooh, all right, so our Drakes have been grounded. And then, oh, excuse me, so that's going to give Pelucranos flying. And we don't have flying anymore, so they're going to be able to push past on that. Okay, so it's going to put us down to 7. And let's see. Oh man, I was not expecting the Archetype of Imagination to ground all of our creatures. They're going to have the Pelucranos fight Talrand. Oh no, things have gotten very bad very quickly. Okay, so we got 2, 4, 6. Let's see. I think okay, so we've got Adeliz to get down. We can still cast that. See, we draw on 2 first. We draw into Supreme Will. All right, so we push in. They can only block with 1 creature, and that's going to be on one of our 2 power creatures. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Adeliz should be enough. Yeah, we do that. All right, so we go Adeliz, and I think that's going to be commander damage. Not commander damage. That should be the win once we get that down. And we have another wizard we can go for. If we want to, we can jam a Mizium Skin to kind of help protect one of our creatures. I think that'll kind of give us a nice little power and toughness bonus. But that should be the difference, unless they've got some sort of a free counter spell. Once we get down to Adeliz, that should be a win right there. But that was really close. So that Archetype of Imagination that's pretty rough. All right, let's go and swing it with the entire crew. I'm glad we went for that Faithless Looting last turn. That made a big difference. We'll see how they block with this Archetype. But I think no matter how they spin it out, yeah, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll go for Mizium Skin on Adeliz just to give it a little bit of a bonus and kind of give it protection. It's going to make it a 3/3, make it a 3/4. It's going to survive. Put our opponent down to -2, and we close it out. So you can see where things got a little bit nutty there for a little bit with Pelucranos trying to eat some of these wizards, but thankfully we were able to just squeak by barely with some grounded Drake. So good game to our opponent, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.